So if you follow me on Twitter or my Instagram, or you have me as a friend on my personal Facebook, you would know that over the course of the last week, I've had my birthday. Yay! Yes, I turned another year older, and that is so not cool. You know, every time it comes up to my birthday, I would realise that, you know, I'm getting another year older. It just makes me wish that I was still a kid. It just makes me wish that I was still, you know, going to school, and, you know, like, life was so good back then, and now, you know, you're growing older, and like, once you get older, growing old is, you realise that growing old isn't fun. Today I'm going to be talking about why it sucks growing up. So the first reason why growing up sucks is because when you were a kid, life was simple. Simple as that. You know, like, life was just easy. You know, you go to school, you come home, you play. It's like study, play, every day. You had to go to school every day, which sucked, but, you know, you still get on with it, and you come home and then you play. Your mind wasn't cluttered with all the bullshit that you need to think about now when you're older, and you just had no worries in the world, you know? Remember how happy you were when you were a kid? The biggest worry was like, who was your best friend at primary school? You had to get that right. You had to have one best friend. You can't have two, you had to have one. Or like, what you were gonna have in your lunchbox tomorrow, you know? Was it gonna be something yum, or was this gonna be like a crappy sandwich? Those were the worries we had back in the day. Personally, from where I grew up, you know, school was a breeze, you know, you didn't have to do much. There was no like huge tests, like life-defining tests in primary school and in high school. The second reason is no money issues, because when you were younger, you know, you didn't have to have money issues, you didn't work, you didn't have a job, you didn't need to have a job. Anything that you used or you bought was through your parents' money. You know, you didn't live by yourself where you had to think about money, you didn't have to have a budget, you don't have to calculate how much you spent a week, you don't have to make sure you have enough money in your bank account so you have money to survive for the next week. Life without money problems is freaking sweet. So, as a kid, when you didn't have money problems, that's probably why life was so awesome. The third reason is that when you were a kid, you didn't have to justify yourself every time you did stupid shit. As a kid, you could do the most dumbest things or like the weirdest things, and you wouldn't have to be questioned. No one would question you, no one would interrogate you, or you didn't have to justify yourself like why you did that. But you know, when you've grown up and you're an adult, every single thing you do, it's got to be questioned. Like, you know, when someone, like anyone, you know, when anyone hits you with, what on earth were you thinking? Like, as an adult, you've got to answer that, and you've got to answer it with a legit answer. You can't be like, well, I don't know. But as a kid, when they ask you what on earth were you thinking, you didn't have to have an answer. You know, you didn't even have to answer it. They wouldn't even ask you that question. Honestly, you probably weren't even thinking. Or you know, when they hit you up with a, did you think about it before you did it? Like, as a kid, oh, duh, of course not. Of course I didn't think about it. Why would I think about it? I'm a kid. As a kid, you pretty much get away with everything. Another reason why growing up sucks is because once you get older, when you get to around my age, comes a time when you got to start making life decisions. When you have to make a decision about your career, you got to find a job, you got to settle down with a job, you know, housing, and also when the time comes to raise a family. When you were a kid, you didn't have to think about that at all. That's like 10 years ahead in your life. Lastly, you're just not cute when you've grown up. When you're still a little kid, when you see a relative that you haven't seen in a long time, or you see friends or family friends, they'll be like, oh my god, he's so cute. But when you grow up, no one does that. Wouldn't you think it's weird? Like, if you're like 20 and then people are like, oh my god, he's so cute. Growing old also means growing out of being cute. Because, you know, like, once you grow older, the next one down the line becomes the cute one. And then once they grow older, the next one down the line becomes a center of attention for everyone. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I know this was a really quick video, but I've just been really busy with uni right now, and I couldn't let you guys down without a video for this Sunday. I know you love my videos on Sunday. Since it was my birthday a few days ago, I thought I'd do something about that, about growing old. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, please give it a thumbs up. Instagram, Twitter.